We're going to talk about the 3 secrets to simplifying your content creation using AI. Are you a health educator who finds content a little challenging? This video, we're going to show you how you can get AI to write like you, how you can use your contents that you've already been creating and quickly repurpose it into multiple different formats with AI. And we're going to show you how you can take experiences from your everyday life as inspiration and use AI to be able to turn that into story selling tools that you can use to bring people into being interested in your products, programs, health coaching, books, and supplements, whatever it is that you may be selling as a health educator. So I want to ask you real quick, on a scale from 1 to 10, how overwhelmed do you currently feel about content creation? Let's say a 1 is that content creation stresses me out and it's very time consuming. And on a 10, creating content is easy and I enjoy every moment. It's fun, fast, simple. Like, what number would you say that you are? Drop it down in the comments below. Because my goal for this video is to help you to get your number a little higher. So the first thing we want to talk about is, how do we get AI to sound just like you? Because the problem is, a lot of times we're using AI, it doesn't. And I know for me, I've been creating content since 2012, and that's 13 years now. And when I first started, I was in my mother's living room, and we rearranged the whole living room to have like the whiteboard on the back, and the couch was on the other side, and people would be listening. I had like this old rinky-dink kind of like tripod, and it was like a Samsung Galaxy S3 phone, and then it's like that's all I had. But I record those videos, and they would get thousands of views online. And but over the years, sometimes creating content can just be exhausting or tiring or challenging, and there's a lot of different skill set to acquire and learn in order to make sense of this. So the problem is, when we start to use AI, as people have been learning about this, the thing with like generic ChatGPT, just out of the box, or these chat bots or these different tools, is that they really lack personalization in they're just resulting in generic content. They don't really sound like you. And then what I've done is I'm going to introduce you to Skills Unlimited AI. And what Skills Unlimited has is Skills Unlimited has agents that are specifically trained to sound just like you, that are trained for health educators. And what these agents do on Skills Unlimited is they produce highly personalized content that reflects your unique voice. With generic ChatGPT, it's not focused on health, and a lot of times it misunderstands you, right? It doesn't really get your business. Where Skills Unlimited, it's very health niche focused AI agents that understands your business, your audience, your message, your brand, your voice, your mission. And with the generic untrained AI that we're all using, it's really hit or miss with content quality. There's not really any real marketing strategy built into it. But with the agents in Skills Unlimited, it's very high converting content in seconds based on the proven marketing frameworks of what's been working. And generic AI, it requires steep learning curves in order to get complicated prompts going. Like I just had a client who was talking to me, hey, on Skills Unlimited, are they adding, are they like forms, or are some of them you just gotta like talk to? It's like, no, if you could literally answer a question and press a button, then boom, you've got highly qualified, high converting content. And she's like, oh, great, because when I see that chat, the little blink chat, it's just like, I don't know what to say to it. And exactly, because a lot of health educators have a hard time learning how to talk to robots, and it's like you got to become basically a prompt engineer in order to figure out how to make it do what you want to do, and let alone sound like you. And so with Skills Unlimited, there's no prompts required. All you do is just answer a couple questions, and you hit a button, and then boom, presto, you have content that sounds just like you, exactly on what you're talking about. It's amazing. And I'll show you what this is in a moment. Another issue with generic content with ChatGPT is you just waste countless hours in trial and error, and let's be honest, it's mostly error, trying to figure out or make the AI do what we want it to do. Whereas Skills Unlimited, it frees up a lot of your time and it allows you to focus on your health clients transformation and doing the things that really matter to you. So I'll give you an example. This is one of the agents is what we call Write Like You. This agent is specifically designed to help you to write and sound like you in your style and your voice. So this is what it looks like. If you'll follow me here, this is the description is tell me what to write about, and I'll give you an example in your writing style or the writing style that you want, and I'll write how you want me to be. And this agent is designed, and it's literally this simple. So I just filled out some of the answers, and we see here what kind of content would you like me to write? This could do emails, microblogs for Facebook, Instagram. This could do captions, descriptions for YouTube. It could be book chapters. It could be all sorts of things. So here, this is, let's say, a microblog for Facebook, a long value post that has a call to action. And what's the topic or context of this content? Juicing for weight loss. The more context, the better the output would be. Now, this is something where I'd recommend you hit like Windows H, and then like you can ramble about your content or what you want to talk about. The more details, it's going to put those in there, and it'll make the experience more better if you and it's just gonna like get the direction. But I'm gonna be like simple on the conservative side, and I'm just gonna say juicing for lowering high blood pressure. Who's your target audience? Busy professionals who want to lower their blood pressure. And you could say moms, you could say entrepreneurs, you could say a variety of things. Optional. What's the max length and character you would like this content to be? Well, Facebook and Instagram doesn't allow anything over 2,200 characters, so I'm just going to put that. Otherwise, it's optional. You can leave it blank. And you can give an example of the style, format, and voice you'd like this content to be written in. And here's something that I wrote, and I liked it, and it got some good engagement online. And I said, like, if you're struggling to attract high-paying clients, here's the key that Myron Golden, one of my mentors, taught me. And I showed that there's 4 types of buyers: do-it-yourself Dallas, discount David, payment plan Paul, premium Peter. And I'm just describing how discount David is bargain hunters, always looking for cheapest deals. Payment plan Paul, he's willing to pay, but not in full, and their payments could be a bit flaky. So this is just like that kind of description, and I'm showing that like if you had to pick one of these buyers in the market to sell to, which would you pick? Because you attract the kind of buyer you are, which is which of these do you want to be? So then become the kind of buyer you want to sell to. So that's basically the concept here. But then the last thing is the call to comment, which is this is like, what is the action you want people to take as a result of your email, your video, your microblog, your description or something. So what I'm going to have people comment is, since I'm selling, in this example, a juicing high blood pressure recovery program, I'm going to comment the word juicing below, and I'll send you a link to my free masterclass about lowering high blood pressure naturally as a busy professional. We're going to hit submit, and then it starts thinking. And then you can see the input right here. This is exactly what it says. It says, struggling to lose weight as a busy professional? Here's the juicy secret. Hey, see what I did there? I learned from my health coach. Or you could say health mentor, or just remove it. So here are the 2 key ingredients. Number 1, understand the 3 types of juicing approaches. Number 2, realize you don't achieve the body you want, you achieve the body you are. That's a good quotable right there. And it's got like a little emoji of the mirror. That's pretty neat. So what are the 3 juicing approaches? Occasional Oscar juices once in a while, and well, he sees minimum results. Consistent Kathy juices daily, but doesn't balance diet, sees some progress. And then Lifestyle Larry juices as a part of the holistic approach and gets amazing results. So why are they using alliterated words? Well, it's because the example that I gave used alliterated words. If you like it, cool. If you don't, then use a different example of your writing style, and it's going to model that. And the cool thing is, it doesn't even have to be your exact writing style. It could be the writing style of your favorite copywriter, your favorite content creator. And it will be able to match that tone. And you could see, like, even with the sentence structure, the word choice, and the different things that you have here, It's like, this is really like the content is pretty good here. And then it says it becomes easier the more natural you stick to your weight. Oh, when you become the kind of juicer you aspire to be, it becomes easier and more natural to stick to your weight loss goals. Ready to squeeze the most out of your weight loss journey? Let's chat about how juicing can fit into your busy lifestyle. Let's book a consultation call now and get juicing. So that is, that's just a really powerful tool that you could use. And then notice, like, I remember fighting back and forth for a long time, trying to get just generic AI to sound like me, to write like me, to have the sentence structure and make it consistent. And then it starts to drift off, which in AI is called prompt drifting, because you set it the way you want, and then you designate a chat to like keep doing the same thing, but then it just drifts off and it totally forgets your instructions. Like, no, that's not what I wanted you to do. So it's like pulling out your hair, trying to get it to do the content you want. That is a thing of the past. That's the old way of doing it. Now we have specialized agents in Skills Unlimited that allow you to literally write anything that you like that sounds like your voice. This is powerful. What you're able to do now. It's gonna model your style, your brand voice, your languaging, your word choice, the reading level of your content. It's just like it's really understands and analyzes deeply how you write and what you can do. So all you got to do is add a style of some of your best writing that you would like to model in this piece of content, or as I mentioned, just grab your favorite content creator or style, whether it's an email, a Instagram post, or description, caption, use their style, put it in there, and then you could just use your content in their context. But you know what's powerful about this? We actually gave a business example, like a make money offer, and it was able to translate this business example into a weight loss example. It already did the transition so smoothly. So that's one of the first agents. But the second thing that we're going to go through is, and by the way, if you want to have access to this, then all you got to do, you can see on my screen, you can go to the next slide. We are going to, this is, Skills Unlimited is the world's first and only AI-powered copywriter, and specifically designed to help holistic health educators to monetize their health knowledge online. And I actually have a full training on AI Marketing Masterclass for health educators. You can just go to freegiftfromenoch.com/AI, or comment the word AI below, and I'll send you a link so that you could check this out, because I'm going to go deep into how you can use AI to be able to make big money with a small audience online. But we'll continue. So the first thing we're showing you is how to get AI to sound just like you. The second thing is you can use AI to in your content. You want to use compelling stories to engage your audience, and I'll show you how. I was a health educator for the first 5 years of my health educator journey. I was doing cooking classes, health lectures, health seminars, traveling around the nation, speaking and sharing my experience of how I had a heart attack when I was 12, and how I was high blood pressure, high cholesterol, I was borderline diabetic. I already knew I was morbidly obese. At age 12, I had this crisis. So it was shocking. So people wanted to hear my story and how I was able to lose 50 pounds in 3 months and never put it back on, and how through these lifestyle changes, I was able to really transform my life. And it's really because one man with a health message learned how to monetize his knowledge and package it into a book and a seminar, and he sold that to my mother, that I'm alive to be able to say today. So I've been on a mission of wellness to be able to share with others about these things. But first 5 years, I really didn't understand how to package the knowledge into a profitable program, or the way that can financially sustain the work, until I met one of my first millionaire mentors. His name is Dave MacArthur. And what Dave MacArthur did is he made over $12 million on the back of one signature speech by being able to share his health knowledge in a way that people want to actually open their wallets and get guidance in that regard. One thing that he shared with me is like, Enoch, Facts tell, stories sell. If you really want to monetize your health knowledge, if you want to transform people's lives and serve them through your programs, you got to tell stories. Stories in a way that build belief. Stories in a way that helps transform their life. That was a big shift for me because honestly, the skills to speak to teach is very different than the skills to speak to sell. And so he was showing me how to weave stories into each of these experiences so that people can actually take action and overcome the limitations that hold their mind. Because let's face it, every behavior is belief driven. Like every behavior is belief driven, which means if you want to change their unhealthy habits or what they eat, that's their eating behavior, that's behavior. So there's beliefs about food that prevents them. If you want to, like buying is a behavior, but if in order to drive buying behavior, you got to install buying beliefs, which another mentor that I learned from, his name was Steve Larson, and he made over $1 million helping people to lose weight in one of the programs he has. And what he said is that the ratio that you want to have between like the steps of your program and then the stories that you share is you want to have 20% steps and then 80% stories. And he said that when he does it, this is like the sweet spot to learn to surround each of your statements, your steps and stories. And he mentioned that he had a podcast and sometimes he'd read the comments and people are like, oh, I don't want to hear the stories. Just give me the steps. Just tell me the tactics. Just tell me exactly what to do. These stories are fluff. And he's like, well, that's funny because I'm pretty sure about human psychology, like people need stories in order to actually take action. But he's like, let's test it out. And so he removed the stories from his content and he told exactly what to do and how to do it. And then he noticed the analytics that his attention plummeted, his viewership dropped, his engagement was almost non-existent. And like from the numbers, you can see that the sales were non-existent. And he's just like, okay, they say they want the steps, but when I give them the steps, they don't show up, they don't engage, they don't buy, they don't apply. And so that's one of the challenges that a lot of health educators face, is that they are making a big mistake by just pouring like a fire hose everything that you know about the subject in 60 minutes or less, and it stresses out the audience. Then they walk away feeling like, oh, I got this huge list of things I got to go do. It's like, before I even work with you, let me go work on this first. And it's stressful. So instead, what he did is he went back to doing 80% stories, 20% steps. And what happened is views started to increase, his engagement increased, his purchases increased, everything got better. And he was just like, all right, I mean, that just shows that it's 80% stories, 20% steps. But the challenge for me, when I heard that experience, I was like, ooh, how do I balance that? How do I make that work? Because I'm not used to teaching like the stories behind how I learn the concepts or why I learn the concepts. How do I surround my statements and stories? So over the years, I've been practicing this and learning that there's a concept that when I'm coaching health educators, one thing I teach them to do is to create what I call a story selling sandwich. And this sandwich will show you the structure of how you can surround your statements and stories. So this is a sandwich. So like, let's say the top, you have your statements, and the statement's like some sort of shocking statement that hooks their attention or says like a statistic. You're like, whoa, that's powerful. Like for instance, how to make AI sound like you. And then there's going to be a snapshot. And then a snapshot is some sort of visual. If you're speaking just in audio, like on a podcast or radio, then use word pictures. So instead of saying like, wow, that makes a lot of sense, you can say, my mind was doing jumping jacks and like fireworks exploding. Then it's like, it's visual with words. Or like what I'm doing now is you have slides, and these slides have a picture, a snapshot that helps you, because the ultimate persuasion tip is TIP, turn it into a picture. And if you can speak in visuals or invoke the imagination of the person, then it will make your content more memorable. It will make your statements stick. It will make your sales more effective. So a statement, snapshot, and then you show a story. You go into a story about how you learned the concept, what was the price that you paid to figure it out, or what was the pain that you experienced before you learned the statement, the truth, the concept, the teaching point that you want to make, the persuasive point. And then you could wrap it up at the end of the story, you could wrap it up with a statement. And I know that every time that I'm speaking, like right now in this week, I'm doing a speaker training for my highest paid clients. And I was explaining to them about how most people, they come to me and they're like, hey, I need help with sales. How do I overcome these objections? And I'm like, what I do is very different. It's a very different approach. I teach my clients how to pre-handle the objections. How to, instead of overcoming objections, let's eliminate them entirely so that you could address them in advance so that they don't even come up later on. And then like when I was saying this story selling sandwich, I know exactly when the audience is gonna go, oh, where they start picking up their pen and writing rigorously. And then I saw everybody's faces light up on Zoom when I said it, because when you drop this story selling sandwich, you have such certainty of the way it's going to land on the audience. Like I know what are the writer downers because I've sandwiched it inside of the snapshot, the statement, snapshot, story, statement structure. And when you use these story selling sandwiches, you will be more persuasive, your audience will understand it more, and things will click, and you'll create these epiphanies that actually drive more sales. So let's give an example. What does this look like? So I'm going to talk about a man. His name is Dr. Holistic. He's known as Dr. Holistic. His name is Bobby Price. And he's on this interview, and I did a whole breakdown of Dr. Bobby Price speech on my YouTube channel. But what we in this speech, he was following this format. A lot of very persuasive speakers, they do it whether they realize it or not, or maybe they know it from a different term. But what he was doing is, so Dr. Bobby Price teaches people how to eat a plant-based diet and why plant-based is so effective. So what he does is he says a statement, and to the interview, he says, so all protein initially comes from plants. And that's shocking. It's like, wait, what? And he's like, because we're talking about, well, we need meats. We need animal meat in order to get protein, right? And he's like, well, all protein initially comes from plants. So that's a statement that makes you curious, like, what are you talking about? What do you mean by that? He's like, well, allow me to explain. Now he goes into the snapshot. And then he asks, what are the 3 primary animals that people eat? And so the host is like, oh, okay. So when you think about the 3 primary animals, like put them down in the comments, or what comes to your mind? Now there's a picture of, they say chicken, and some people are thinking about the actual chicken who's alive. Other people are thinking about the Kentucky Fried Chicken. But either way, there's generally an image that's going through people's mind. They're like, okay, chicken, and then beef. And so some people are thinking about the cow, some people are thinking about the beef, and then they say pork. So like these are creating visuals, and I'm curious, like in the comments, which one do you think of, the animal or the meat, the food? So this is now the snapshot, which creates some sort of image in the audience minds where you're thinking, oh, okay, yeah, these 3. And then here's a story, which story, it can be like a series of events that happen, but really the story is not just the event, the story is the meaning that you attach. The story is, now you're teaching people how to make sense of the image of the imagery that is in their minds, or whatever the subject you're talking about. It can also be experiences that happen. But in this case, he's saying, what are the 3 types of primary animals people eat? And then he asks the question, are any of those animals carnivores? And the answer is no, they're not. So he's like, okay, so here's a statement. So if you're eating something that doesn't require meat to build its own protein, then why do you need to eat that to create your own protein? And it's like, that's when the audience, see, some of you listening, you're like, wow, that's a good point. Or some of you are saying like, that's terrible reasoning, like that's not true. But whatever the case is, this is where like the epiphanies take place. This is where people are like, wow. And then he gives, and then he does a statement stack, and he starts explaining where he's actually stacking these statements. He's saying, well, think about some of the strongest animals. Where do they get their protein? You see the gorilla, He doesn't eat the meat. You see the rhinoceros, the elephant, which is the largest mammal on land. You have the ox, strong as the ox, right? And then so he goes through and he just stacks all these statements. So now he's got this beautifully packaged story selling sandwich that makes you be like, wow, that it makes the concept a lot more palatable, a lot more digestible, a lot more easy to grasp. So what's really powerful is that people don't remember what you said, they remember how you made them feel. And stories make them feel. So if you learn to tell stories or find stories and surround your statements in stories, this is a really powerful concept to grasp. So let me show you, you can find all these stories and like understand what about like your message you have, or you can let Skills Unlimited AI to create compelling stories for you. We've got a story selling sandwich maker that you can use that will help you to extract like everyday stories and experiences. I'll give you an example. You want to see it? So this is the story selling sandwich maker, and what this does is you can take any story from your daily life and turn it into compelling content that you can share. And this agent is specially trained at turning everyday mundane experiences, even like the boring stuff that you don't think are that great. A lot of times these are like the best stories to be able to share, because this is what relates to your audience. They understand the day-to-day mundane, and if you can add a persuasive point to the back end of these mundane stories, that's when they become very persuasive because they're relatable. So it's going to turn these experiences into daily content that shares a relatable, everyday story from your life. It captures attention, connects with your audience, and conveys a lesson, and seamlessly transitions to a product or a service or offer that you have. This is very useful for if you're writing emails, if you're doing stage presentations, you're doing podcasts like I showed you with Dr. Holistic, social media posts, and like literally anywhere that you are communicating with your ideal clients. These stories will help you to sell your products and programs. It's really powerful. So all you got to do is answer a few questions and press a button and you're good to go. So let's say, what's your name? I'm just going to say Shantoya because this is one of my clients, and I'm just going to pretend that I'm writing content for her, which, by the way, if you are wanting to serve health educators, whether you're a health educator or you want to create content and copy for other people like a freelancer or an agency, you can build an entire business writing content for other people using Skills Unlimited. Powerful opportunity there too. So who's your target audience? Busy professionals who want to, professional women over 40 who want to lower their high blood pressure. All right. Then describe your offer. And then this offer is like, it's not necessarily your coaching program. It's just what is the offer or call to action that you want to give at the end of your program, at the end of your content. What do you want to lead them to? So I have a masterclass that will show them how to lower their blood pressure naturally without drugs. And in there, I show the effect of high blood pressure it has on the body of busy professional women over 40. So that's just describing a little bit. And then what kind of content? I want an email. And what tone or style of the writing do you prefer? Let's say friendly and professional. You could say in there goofy if you want it to be more playful. You could say the casual if you want to have just like a casual conversational tone, which is, people really like that. And then provide an example of your preferred writing style. And it could be your own, or it could be a paragraph from your favorite copywriter to mimic their style, which is really powerful. And this is what I did. I actually got an email from Dan Henry, which was pretty cool. He talked about a story of how he's 15, covered with pimples, jammed in a overcrowded plane with his parents, and while he was on the grade excited, he was going to the bathroom, and then boom, the plane just took this huge spin everywhere, and it hit turbulence, and it really like terrified him. His mother freaked out. Everyone on the plane was afraid. Adults crying, kids upside down. Like it was wild, and it really freaked him out. So he didn't want to get on a airplane at all. And then this guy Gary Cox, he offered to help him Dan to conquer his fear. He's like, hey, why not? So he goes through and he overcomes his fears, and then he ties it in and he transitions to selling his program. So basically, like the story isn't that like necessary, but you'll see how it ties together, and you can use any story or any content creator and it'll write like that person. It's really powerful. So now give me a detailed description of something that happened to you, even something mundane and ordinary. Be descriptive as possible. This is something that you're able to describe. And so here is an example. Let's say I was helping to carry some groceries to the kitchen, but a carton of oat milk fell and made a big mess. Something simple like that. And it'll literally, I've been teaching my clients for years that you can literally turn any story into a compelling, you can use any story to sell any product or offer or service and to teach any lesson. So it's really like if you got a good story, just tie it in with anything, but it's through the transition by being able to associate or turn that story into metaphor and then transition in there. It takes skill to do that, or it used to. Now we have Skills Unlimited that will help train that skill by giving examples of how to transition, and you'll be able to learn to do this very seamlessly. And like, oh man, the years it took me to figure this out, you'll be able to do in minutes. And then every time you do it, your skill will only get better and better and better as you read good transitions. And it's all designed to do that. So again, now finally, what is the specific call to action that you would like to take the audience to take at the end of this post? So you can comment a keyword, you could book a consultation, buy my book, whatever it might be. So I put on here, learn more about my high blood pressure recovery masterclass for professional women. So we're writing an email. So when you hit submit, then, and I already hit submit, but this is what shows up. It's with this information above. It says, hey there. Have you ever had a day where gravity seems like it to have a personal vendetta against you? Well, buckle up because I got a doozy for you. And picture this, me, arms loaded with grocery bags, feeling like a domestic superhero. I'm strutting towards the kitchen, channeling my inner Martha Stewart when suddenly, splat, a carton of oat milk decided to make a break for it, launching itself from my grip like it's auditioning for the Milk Olympics. In that split second, I swear I saw my life flash before my eyes, or maybe it was just the milky waterfall cascading down from my freshly mopped floor. And this is modeling the kind of speaking style that Dan Henry has. So if you change the example you have, it's going to change some of the examples you get. But there I stood, surrounded by a growing puddle of oat milk, feeling utterly defeated, my perfectly planned healthy meal prep drowning in the sea of alternative dairy. But here's a kicker. As I'm sopping up this lactose-free disaster, I had an epiphany. This oat milk fiasco, it's just like how high blood pressure sneaks up on us as professional women over 40. We're juggling careers, family, and a million other things, feeling like we've got it all under control. Then bam, life throws us a curveball or a slippery carton of oat milk, and suddenly we're scrambling to clean up the mess. High blood pressure is that silent spill that's spreading across the kitchen floor of your health. You might not see it, but trust me, it's there, potentially wreaking havoc. But here's the good news. Just like I eventually got that milk cleaned up and treated myself to a well-deserved glass of wine, we could replace it with some juice. You can't get your blood pressure under control. You can get your blood pressure under control. You don't need to let this silent threat derail your life or your health. And the best part, you can do it without relying on a cabinet full of medications. Ready to mop up that high blood pressure mess and reclaim your health? I've got just a thing for you. My high blood pressure recovery masterclass for professional women is your paper towel in this health spill. It's packed with natural strategies to lower your blood pressure, tailored specifically for busy professional women like you. Don't let high blood pressure be the oat milk disaster in your life. Take control today. Click here to learn more about my high blood pressure recovery masterclass for professional women. Trust me, your future self and your kitchen floor will thank you. Stay healthy, Shintoya. So, what's really powerful about this is it really modeled, it did well with the speaking style that Dan Henry has. And this gives you much better than a rough draft. There might be just like a few words that you can quickly change, like one word here or there, but the foundation of it is so good and quality. And did you see that transition? It's like here's a kicker. As I'm mopping up this disaster, this oat milk fiasco, it's just like how high blood pressure. So that's the transition from this seemingly had nothing to do story, and then transitions to the offer. And it's like, well, yeah, just like this thing surprises you, well, so does high blood pressure diagnosis. So does a heart attack. So does a stroke. So does these shocking things. And if you like it, you can literally just at the bottom here, there's a little copy button. You just hit copy and paste and modify. Just like with all AI, I recommend you copy, paste, modify. But with Skills Unlimited AI agents, a lot of times you could copy, paste, and send because it's already modified to sound like you. Or they're just little tweaks that help you to get it up and going. So like the amount of we wrote an entire email just within seconds, and it's just amazing. Imagine being able to consistently communicate with your ideal clients, and you're able to take any stories to sell any product or service that you have, and you're able to increase your communication. And what we can do is we test these stories in the marketplace, see which ones resonate really well, which ones make you money, which ones lead people to say, hey, I want that. And you're able to retell those stories on podcasts, on your signature speech, on webinars, on emails, and on Facebook, Instagram, like all over the place. It's never been easier to come up with stories that you can communicate your message to the masses and share your health transformation. Is this amazing or what? So if you want to get your hands on this, then go ahead and check out my free gift from enoch.com/AI. And there's an AI marketing masterclass for health educators. I'm going to show you these and so much more that you can do. And literally just this week, we've added 10 new agents that are specially trained to help health educators to monetize their message online. And these things are like incredible. Like our students who are seeing it, they're like, this is a game changer. This is amazing. And they've never seen anything like it. So the second tip the secret that I would give you for consistently creating content is use compelling stories to engage your audience. And you can now use AI to help you to do that. And then number 3 is to repurpose your content. The thing is, like, a lot of times we spend like time stressed out trying to figure out like what content are we going to create. Sometimes it can be exhausting. There's a lot of work that goes into creating the content, recording it, or putting together a video. And you put in your heart, your blood, your sweat, your tears. You just put in all of this work into your content, and then you've got good stuff. But what if you're able to take that content and maximize the mileage of your message by turning it into or repurposing it into a lot of smaller content? So how does that look? Repurposing, what is repurposing? That's when the goal is to not start from scratch, but to use what you already have and make it into something different. Like if you've got a 60-minute presentation, you can turn parts of that presentation into microblogs, into emails, into literally chapters of your book. And this repurposing opens the endless possibilities. I love how Jesus said in John 6:12, after he had fed the 5,000, it says, when they were filled, he said unto his disciples, gather up the fragments that remain, that nothing be lost. Isn't it amazing? Like he literally just took the bread, which is like a symbol of the word of God, or these words of truth and life and healing, and he just spread this all over, and he did this miracle, fed the 5,000, and after that, he's like, gather up the fragments. It's like, what fragments? There was 5,000 people fed with 2 and 7 loaves of fish and bread. I mean, loaves of bread and fish. And it's just like, it's amazing. Well, we can do that with our content. If you're already creating content, or let's say you're not creating content, but if you do it once, you could repurpose it in multiple platforms, and it's never been easier. How many of you are ready to repurpose some content instead of creating everything new, everything from scratch, and reusing some of the best stuff you've got? Type yes in the chat if you're ready to repurpose. So there's 2 options that you have to do it. One, you could do it yourself. You can do these stories. You could write the stuff all from scratch. You could make your own rough drafts. You can repurpose, and we've done that. Like in the last 13 years, repurpose a lot of content and really spent hundreds of hours doing that. Or you can have it done for you. You could let Skills Unlimited AI to create the stuff for you. How? There's an agent that I want to share with you, or demo. It's called you can let Skills Unlimited AI to turn your transcripts into contents. So it's called Transcript Content. How do you do this? It's so powerful. It's never been easier. So what you do is, like here it is. This will take the transcripts of your videos or audio, and it'll turn it into compelling content that you can share. So again, you ask the question, if you just answer a couple questions, hit a button, then boom, you're gonna have all this amazing content. So let's make an Instagram post. And so what kind of content? Instagram post. What's the main topic? Why we crave unhealthy foods and what to do about it. And then who's your target audience? Busy professionals who want to lose weight. And what's your max length and character? I put 2,000 this time. And then here is an example of another email. And we won't go through and read all that, but you just copy and paste from wherever. And now provide your transcript. Now some of you are like, well, how do I get the transcript? So I'll share with you this awesome tool. It's called YouTube2transcript.com. It's free. Anytime that you upload a YouTube video, sometimes I could just upload videos to YouTube because it's free, and I just leave it as unlisted if I don't want to like publish it. And you get a YouTube video, you just copy the link, the URL in the top, and you paste it right here. And it can be any video, and then it will automatically transcribe it for free, and you've got this situated for you. As I show you, it's gonna look like this. So when you scroll down, here's an example of Mastering Cellular Health. It was a training that one of my students did as she was selling her program. And this is a signature speech. And so what you could do is you could take the parts of your signature speech or any long form video message, if it's a weekly video, like for this, what I'm teaching now, I could take this video, take a transcript, and what you do, it's not where you copy the whole thing. I would recommend you take a chunk of your transcript. You see like, okay, I really like this part right here. Copy that, and then go into the transcript, and then you paste it here. And that's what I did. I found a section where it's talking about these acidic, why sick bodies crave sick food and healthy bodies crave healthy food. And we put that together. So literally it's a transcript from the video, and then just a section that's talking about alkalizing your body and how when your body's alkaline, you crave healthy alkaline food. And this is something that Katharina was teaching. So powerful, like just wait, I'm so excited to show you this. And then what's the call to action? Well, I'm hosting a free online training called Mastering Cellular Health, which is what the video came from, where I'll be talking about how you can get unparalleled nutrition. Comment the word nutrition if you want me to send you a link to attend. So then you hit submit, and then here we go. Here's the Instagram post. Ever wonder why you can't resist that greasy burger or those crispy fries? It's not just you, it's science. Let's talk pH balance. Your body's sweet spot, 7.5. But here's a kicker. Most of the foods we crave are on the acidic side. And guess what? Acidic bodies crave acidic foods. It's a vicious cycle that's harder to break than a bad habit. Did you know that the cheese dust on Doritos contains 38 chemicals? Yep, you read that right, 38. We're literally feeding our bodies a chemical cocktail, and it's not doing us any favors. But here's where it gets really interesting. Dr. Otto Warburg, a Nobel Prize winner, discovered something mind-blowing, and all of this was in the transcript. No disease, including cancer, can exist in an alkaline environment. It got the quote verbatim. That's pretty cool. One of the biggest issues that I faced with ChatGPT and the generic AI is like I would copy a transcript and paste it in there, totally forget the style, not get my word, not get my message, not get the gist of what I'm saying. And then when I have quotables where I'm like, I want it to say it exactly how I do it, it would totally butcher it. It would just remix it, reword it, rephrase it. And I'm like, that is not what I wanted. And but that is a thing of the past. Never do I have to experience that again, and neither do you. So now, going back to what she has, she says, let that sink in for a moment. That's good writing. What if I told you that by simply changing what you eat, you can change an environment in your body where disease can't thrive? Wow. It's not just about losing weight anymore, it's about reclaiming your health from the inside out. So how do we break free from this acidic prison? Ditch the processed foods, cut back on sugar. This is a big one, folks. Load up on alkaline foods. It's time to stop craving the very things that are keeping us sick. Ready to take control of your health? Here's a transition. I'm hosting a free online training called Mastering Cellular Health, which you got it verbatim, where I'll dive deep into how you can get unparalleled nutrition. No more guesswork, no more fad diets, just pure science-backed strategies to transform your health from a cellular level. That was like spot on. Want in? Comment nutrition below and I'll send you a link. Let's break the cycle together and create a body that craves health, not disease. Your cells will thank you. Trust me, I've been there, and the view from the other side, it's pretty sweet. Now, that's really cool. You could literally like copy and paste that. To be honest, for me, there's nothing in here that I would want to change. I actually like all of it. And like this is acceptable to just copy, paste, and post, really. And it got the gist of the transcript. So like imagine being able to repurpose your if you're a speaker, if you're an author, you can take chapters of your book and instead of a transcript, you can literally, one of the things that I do is I help holistic health educators to package their health knowledge into a best-selling book, launch it to bestseller, and then build a business on the back end of your book. Never has it been easier to create book-based content. You can take a chapter of your book or a sub-chapter, a section of your book, paste it in there, and it'll repurpose your book content ideas and strategies that you poured your heart, your soul, your love into, and you're able to post this on social media where people could get a taste or a preview of your publication, and then you can leave a comment to like comment the word book below and I'll send you a copy where you could buy it so you can increase your book sales. Or if you've got a webinar or a signature speech, you take a transcript and post that on social media, and then you increase your speech attendance and your event attendance. Like never has creating a business around your health knowledge been easier than today, because this AI revolution is incredible what it's doing. And you know, a lot of people say AI is going to replace a bunch of people, but the reality is AI isn't replacing anyone. AI is replacing the people who refuse to upgrade and skill up to use AI to increase their productivity, their output, improve the quality of their work. The people who use AI are going to replace the people who get left behind. And if you don't want to get left behind and you want to know some advanced strategies for your business, then go to the free gift from Enoch, as you see on the screen, the AI Marketing Masterclass for health educators. What I did, or you can comment the word AI below and I'll send you a link where you can find it. But this is a free masterclass that I put together that's showing you exactly how you can use AI in multiple places. Whether you get Skills Unlimited or not, this masterclass is filled with huge value of helping holistic educators like you. In fact, when you go to the website, this is what it's going to look like. Here, you're going to find our website where all you got to do is click I want this masterclass, and it's how to use AI to make big money with a small audience online. And it's going to teach you everything you need to know as a health educator. You're going to learn why making big money with a tiny audience is easier than you think, the 3 steps to go from 0 to 6 figures in your health business, and what to do if you have 0 followers online, no email list, and hardly anyone knows who you are. We're going to talk about how I was able to grow over $500,000 in our family business with these exact conditions, and how you can craft unlimited compelling titles, headlines, hooks, taglines, sales copy, content, emails, like just unlimited for your business, and so much more. We're going to cover that, and it's all free. So if you implement everything that I'm sharing with you, like, to be honest, this masterclass is as good and even better than many other courses that you would normally pay thousands of dollars for, but I'm going to do this for free. And you can get it today. Just go to comment the word AI below, and I'd love to send this to you. And so today what we're talking about is the 3 secrets to simplifying your content creation using AI. Hopefully this has been helpful, and comment AI if it has. And remember, friends, if you like this video, then subscribe so you can get more videos. I go live every Tuesday and I teach new concepts that you can apply as a health educator, getting your message to the masses. I look forward to serving you again. And remember, God doesn't call a qualified, He qualifies a called. Have a great day, and God bless.